Okay, and welcome back to True North Christianity, where our goal is to always have you headed towards the cross of Christ or grounded to the truth of the Bible. And this is going to be part 2 of Islam, the Beast, the Mark of the Beast, and the prophetic convergence happening literally right now in our world. If you missed part 1, which is the introduction to this subject, I urge you to watch that before you watch this, just to help fill in any gaps and to get you on the same page as this video is going to be talking about. So, now let's go and look at the jizya. The jizya is an ancient shadow of Revelation's mark. In Islamic law, or Sharia law, non-Muslims living under Muslim-ruled are called dhimmis. That's Dhimmi. If you don't believe me, feel free to look it up. Okay, but a dhimmi is literally a sub-second class citizen. So, you may live as a non-Muslim at this point in time as a sub-second class citizen with literally no rights. But to be able to live as a sub-second class citizen, you must also pay what they call a jizya tax. And that is jizya, Jizya. Again, look it up. I'm not making this up. I'm not making claims that are not factual, that are not truth. But you must pay a jizya tax, which is a forced tribute acknowledging Islamic superiority. Okay, you must acknowledge that they are better than you by paying this tax and being a sub-second class citizen. Rejection of this tax results in persecution, loss of rights, or death under Surah 9, verse 29, which states, "For those who do not believe in Allah until they pay the jizya with willing submissions and feel themselves subdued." Sounds more like a control than free worship, which our God, the God of the Bible, He does not force anybody to come to Him. He respects free will. He wants you to come to Him willingly. He wants all to come, but He will not force all to come. That is just one of the huge differences between Islam and Christianity. In fact, Islam and practically any religion. Islam is a religion of force. It is a religion of submission. It is not a religion of peace. I don't care what they try to tell you in the mainstream. And if you don't believe me, go look at other scholars that have talked about it. Read the Quran yourself, if you can. It is a very complex book. And do your own study, but you will discover that Islam is not a religion of peace. But I digress. Let me get back on track. The system of control that they push chillingly is similar to Revelation's prophecy. A global authority compelling people to submit to face economic exclusion and punishment. Okay, if that is Revelation's prophecy, a global authority compelling people to submit or face economic and economic exclusion or punishment. That's a prophecy. What does that sound like? I think we just read it. Oh, that sounds like Sharia law. Sounds like dhimmi and jizya. Interesting. Historically, in fact, sorry, I do get carried away once in a while. Historically, Jews and Christians in early Islamic empires were forced to wear distinctive markings on their clothing or on their person. Often yellow stars, patches, belts, or metal tags designating themselves as unbelievers or non-followers of Allah. They were forbidden from certain professions and public rites unless they complied with Islamic rule and taxation. This is in history, and it is a literal prototype of the mark system. Wow. Wow, wow, wow is all I have to say so far. And now we're going to come to the sign on the forehead and or hand, which is already in practice by some practicing Muslims. Revelation 13, verse 6. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and slave, to receive a mark on their right hand or forehead. Some Muslims practice visible marks of devotion and identity directly associated with markings on the forehead and hand. Now, please, I will spell these for you, but please work with me on my enunciation. But the Zabiba, Z-A-B-I-B-A, is a dark prayer callus on the forehead. Forms from repeated contact with the ground during daily prayers. From doing that religiously daily, it creates a literal mark on the forehead. And then you have the Shahada. Again, I'll spell it S-H-A-H-A-D-A, which is Islam's creed. There is no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. It is inscribed on flags, armbands, and even skin in devotion and warfare. Obviously, as Christians, we fully deny that, but there is a consistent marking of their identity, their pledged allegiance to Allah, which are echoes of the prophetic description of visible loyalty in the beast system. And yeah, I really thought this would go to a part 3, and it is going to. We're going to cut this off here for now. So again, so far we've had the introduction, and then we've covered the markings and dhimmi and jizya taxes and willful marks that some Muslims already put on themselves. And from here we will get to the more gruesome stage. And I don't know why I say that with a smile, but I frequently smile. So if it is an inappropriate smile, I apologize. It's just me, because I do my best to always live with the joy of Christ in my heart, even in these troubling times. So stick with me. We will be hitting part 3 in the next video. I look forward to seeing you there. Again, True North Christianity exists to keep you heading straight for God while keeping you anchored to the Bible. Look forward to seeing you in the next video.